Okay, our last segment today. It's an interesting one. It's about trust. It's unbelievable. Never know what you're going to get from a former police superintendent. So here's an article out of the Chicago Tribune. 2 former CPD chiefs blast city's rules for removing problematic cops as shooting victim seeks to reinstate a record $45 million award. Now, I'm not going to go in and give the history of this case where this individual who was shot by, I believe, an officer off duty was awarded $45 million at trial. The city argued on appeal they're not responsible for the off-duty activities of police. Then here come 2 white knights. Former Superintendent Jody Weiss, a former FBI agent, and former Superintendent Gary McCarthy. They sign a letter to the court, and they're basically saying, yes, you should reinstate this. The system is broken. Yes, the CPD and the city are responsible for what officers do off duty. That is hilarious. Hilarious. They're also complaining that they, as superintendents, didn't have the authority they needed to do what they needed to do around police accountability and separate the officers they needed to separate. So what Weiss and McCarthy are saying is the city of Chicago should empower superintendents, like trash the police accountability system, and trust the superintendents to do what's right and get rid of officers they want to get rid of. Yeah, that sounds pretty bad shit to me, to be honest with you. No, I don't trust either one of them. I don't trust anyone in that office. I never will. I don't care who's in the office. I don't trust them. No. We're not giving those more power. I understand the reservations. I understand the problems in the system. But giving them ultimate authority on everything's a joke. When Superintendent Phil Klein, who was the superintendent before Jody Weiss, in his waning days, Body was the name of the last name of the officer. I forgot his name. Officer Body got into an off-duty incident, and he beat, or tried to beat in the end because he was so drunk he couldn't do it, a bartender in Saginaw. No, I'm sorry. I think it was actually in the suburb of Niles. He did his best to beat up this woman. And he eventually gets ID'd. And he gets arrested after an outcry. The video goes public. One of his first court hearings is at the 25th District, Grand and Central, which also has a court. And that's where one of his first court, if not his first court hearing, is at. So, what happens? The court allows a body to be taken in the back door, the judge. And this makes the media pissed. They wanted the perp walk of the cop, and they're pissed. Plus, the officers on the job that day, during the hearing, are giving the media tickets. They're ticketing all their cars left and right because they're all parked illegally because they're piled up, going to be at this hearing. And the media goes ape shit over it. Klein, not wanting to seem that he had any part or would tolerate any part of covering up for a body, even though he covered up for so much misconduct, it's ridiculous. Look up the special operations section if you want to know more about what was covered up there during Phil Klein's time. He then tries to discipline and I believe fire the watch commander that's on at that time, the one who's in charge of the district and in charge of the officers on the street at that time, because he's saying it's his fault for walking a body in the back. It's his fault the cars got ticketed. So that watch commander had to go through all these internal proceedings to keep his job. And if the ultimate authority was just in the superintendent, bye, that guy's gone. Career's over. We're going to trust these people? So in the end, the gentleman who was appealing the $45 million award, had a 3-person panel from the appellate court review the case and overturn it. He attempted to request an en banc, I believe is how it's pronounced, where you get the whole appellate court to review it. That was denied. So they're not getting their settlement, at least it doesn't seem so now. And also, it looks like we said McCarthy's letter had as much credibility with the appellate court as it did with us.